Go ahead.
I think, now with the others on the panel add on, I think one of the things that I always think back to, especially being a young administrator, or even as I tried to like advance professionally along the way, sometimes I thought that I was ready for something before I was ready for it. And so like the best advice that I could say about obstacles is to be really good at the job that you have, or the job that you're aspiring to have, or the GA job, or be really good at whatever you're doing right now. And when the opportunity presents itself, you'll be ready for it. Because one of the things I know, having had experience of hiring people in the past, is that when people are seeking out new experiences, but I hear that you don't really take time to do your current job well, I'm not gonna look at you, because you're always thinking about what's next and not doing really well at what you're working on right now. So just because new opportunities present themselves, get really good at what you're doing, and then you can start seeking out other opportunities.
I was a student athlete at the University of Alabama, and then so I finished in '90, went to law school for those 3 years, went to the SEC office for 3 years, and then I returned to my alma mater, as an associate D for compliance, which is a position in some respects of authority there. You're telling coaches what they can and can't do, and some of the coaches on the staff there were coaches when I was a student athlete, and so they saw me in one role 6 years prior, and now I was in a new role, and so navigating those waters was particularly challenging, but also an opportunity for me to step up and say that I'm here to work with you.
One of the things that I noticed being a young coach was that, like I said, I had a lot of great opportunities fall in my lap at a very young age, 23, 24. Played on some fantastic Final Four teams in college. So, I got to University of Minnesota, and it was interesting because I had a lot of confidence as a young coach. And I was shaped by a very competitive program, and then coached at Colorado College as an assistant coach, went to the Final Four. So a lot of really fantastic success young. What I didn't realize is that this is a funny statement, but I didn't know what I didn't know. There was a lot I didn't know, but I didn't realize it. And it took me a while to start to understand that it's okay to ask. In your college sport, you're very competitive, and you think, oh, I've got all these secrets. But really, when you look around, all the other coaches think they have all the secrets too. And when you start to kind of develop relationships and talk to people, you realize, you know what, there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, and they do it this way and it works for them, we do it this way. Sometimes it works for us, but maybe I should adopt a little bit of what they're doing. And so what I would say is that was probably my biggest obstacle, is not realizing what I didn't know.
For me, I think one of the challenges with a career as a referee has to do around what my idea of success is, right? So coming out as a student athlete, very used to kind of measuring my effectiveness or my success based on wins and losses, right? How well we did in a season, how hard I worked, how much playing time I got, things like that. As a referee, it's very easy to kind of judge your idea of success based on the games that you get, how heavy your schedule is, who hires you, who doesn't hire you, because I'm a contract worker. So every year, a conference, the Big East, can decide, yes, we want Lauren to work for us this year, or no, we don't want her to work for us. And then once they hire me, they decide what games they would like me to work, right? So there's always kind of this pushing forward for more, and I get to make my own schedule, so I can always say yes or no. But I think one of the most important lessons that I'm still learning is to define success for myself in this work, and it doesn't mean working 7 nights a week, the biggest games, the biggest conferences. And in the last couple of years, I've actually been challenged to rethink that notion of success for myself. Instead of thinking about being the top referee, being the best referee, To think about it as I'm going to continue to do what I love to do and put the energy into what it is that makes me happy. And as long as I can pay my bills and I have time to devote to other things that matter to myself, and I am able to develop relationships that are meaningful for me, then that has become my idea of what it means to have not a successful life, but a meaningful life. So I think that was a big challenge for me initially starting off in this work.